Yeah, what's going on, Print fam? It's your boy Cam. Welcome to the Print Life product reviews. Roll the intro. It's March the 6th, and you guys have been requesting it, blowing up my comments. It's officially time for the highly requested, super anticipated review of, you guys know what I'm talking about. This is in regards to that super cheap, $500 Chinese-made automatic flash. What else is there to say? Let's do the follow-up on it. How about it? If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, I'm going to put a link right up here. And this is the first installation of this video review. Just in case you're not going to take the time to watch the previous video I shot, I'm going to do a quick rundown of the features that this thing has to offer. Starting with the most important feature, and it's the whole reason I bought the thing, which is the automatic on-off sensor. Now, regardless of whether this flash burns up in a year or burns up in three months from now, compared to like the traditional, I guess they're like infrared heating panel type flashes that are always on, having the quartz bulbs with the auto on feature, like, for me, and I think for Jesse too, and pretty much any screen printer, after you have this thing where you're not constantly worried about the flash, it's like hard to imagine going back to the old way. It's 2018, that's pretty much a must. Moving on. The thing comes with forced air fans. So these fans on the top of this flash unit are actually pushing air down through the panel, and it is forced out through these holes in this reflective panel on the bottom. The toggles here, which allow you to turn different zones of the flash cure unit off. There's zone 1. Now if I flip this toggle, zone 2 turns on, and if I flip the next toggle, zone 3 comes on. So you can control the zones, maybe cut down on energy output if you're only doing like a left chest, which is right up here. You know, it gives you some control. This quartz panel only has 6 bulbs, whereas the more expensive units tend to have 8 or more. So this one doesn't have as much surface heat area, which means that flash times are going to take a little bit longer, but that's okay. It ships with, I think, a total of 8 quartz bulbs, so it comes with 2 extras. I was lucky, and of the 8, only 2 of them were broke. The other the other 6 worked, so I didn't have to order any more. But I did just see in the comments on the Facebook group that some people have ordered them, and they've come with like 4 busted bulbs, so they had to reorder. I reached out to the seller of this, and they did inform me that they have replacement quartz bulbs. So there is a resource to acquire them if they're broken or if one burns out on your unit. I'm gonna definitely put a link to that supplier in the description here, along with the link to this actual product or this listing on eBay, or at least to the seller. Something. I'll give you all the resources so you can find this thing on eBay. Something else that is of note is that this, god fucking damn. Also, another really cool feature that it didn't stand out to me at first, but I did realize it later on, is the fact that it's a $500 flash, and it comes with, in my opinion, is a premium base. You know, usually the cheaper flashes will come with that kind of traditional star pattern thing or whatever that is, whereas this one has that fork type of base. It's cheap, it's lightweight, but it's a nice feature, you know what I mean? It also has 2 height locking bolts. I don't really know what these I don't know what the actual term is for this, but there's 2 of them instead of 1, so you have like a secondary level of security when you adjust the height of this thing. It has a digital timer here, and you can adjust the time that the lamps stay on, all the way from just a single second all the way up to a 90-second on time if you wanted to. Don't see why you would do that, but it's a possibility. One thing that it does not have, and I wish it had, is the tilt adjustment this way. It looks like this might be that, but I tried using a wrench, and there didn't seem to be any movement of the head this way or this way, so I just gave up on it, and I resorted to using the wheels. So I would just lower the back and adjust the height up to where this thing tilts kind of back like this. You just need to get a little bit of height. You can actually grab it, whoops, just turn that on, and just simply pull up on it, and it'll kind of bend it up into where you need it to go. And I just want to reiterate again that this is not a high-end piece of equipment. This is a $500 Chinese-made flash that just happens to offer a lot of premium features. All right, now let's talk about production techniques utilizing that thing. Starting with just heat control. With this particular unit, you're controlling the heat output with the timer and with your height. We also found that we have to run this thing for around 15 seconds for the first dozen or so shirts. You know, going around the thing here. Just until the pallets get up to temperature. Once they're up to temp, we can run this thing between 6 and 8 seconds. Alright, now I'm just going to take a quick second and kind of show you how production will go down utilizing this automatic flash thing. Now, this next thing I gotta mention, because it really was the entire point of this video, and it's in regards to the reliability of the parts, or the electrical components in this flash. Now, I can't tell you because it hasn't been long enough, but my suspicion is that because they use cheaper metals, cheaper tins, cheaper copper, possibly just cheaper wire as a whole, the likeliness that as this thing heats up and it's exposed to high temperatures for long periods of time, I suspect that the connections will start breaking down. I had an old clamshell heat press that was made in China, worked for a long time, but then one day some of the connectors melted together, and when I shut the power thing off, it didn't actually shut off, and it ended up burning up, almost burned the damn shop down. So exercise caution, and what I would recommend with any electrical equipment, whether it's from China or made in America, if you can and if you can remember, unplug it from the connection at the end of the day when you're done using it. That's my best recommendation. That's going to prevent, or that will hopefully prevent any kind of strange electrical fires from a component that melted together or something. I don't know. Just exercise caution with these things. Not having to worry about the heat over your pallets all the time is like your stress levels drop by 25%. Number two, the price, dude, it just ain't bad. Even if this thing only lasts a year, at $500, it's not a huge loss until you can get enough cash together to invest in a better one, you know, from one of the big manufacturers. You know who they are. But to test out this whole quartz bulb thing, I would say this is the way to go. Just don't expect it to last a long time. That's pretty much it. It's got replaceable bulbs. You can order them online through the eBay seller. So replacement parts aren't going to be an issue. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you have an opinion about this particular flash, be sure to leave it in the comments. And other than that, take care of yourselves, Print Fam. Peace out.